Vortex here and welcome to my review of the Moondrop Lan. As you can see, always tell a Moondrop kind of product. This is a single dynamic driver per side, and from like the promo materials it actually looks promising. So yeah, as usual, full disclaimer is I'd like to thank Shenzhen Audio Store for sending this to me, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And this is priced, I think as of right now, it's $39.99, so $40. And some specs. So as you can see, it's nearly to their target curve. Super close. There's the internals. So specs uses a replaceable cable, steel shell, high performance driver, very thin coil. So that looks promising. Beryllium plated diaphragm, and then 52 magnet. 3.5 frequency response from 15 Hz to 37 kHz. Sensitivity 120 dB. Impedance is 32 ohm. And yeah, let's just get into it. So I've opened the box to save a bit of time. It's quite bland for what they normally do. So you get a QC, soft pouch, like a leather, I guess. Tips, I guess small to large. Pop this out. They look similar to the Moondrop Chews, or I guess if you've had an SSP or an SSR, it looks similar to that. A model I never tried. So yeah, these look seem very well built. So yeah, mine. I just noticed that my nozzle, see the filter. It's not. They look like them slightly different heights in reality. But very well built. That's all metal. They seem like they're built like a tank. Let's see what cable we get. So obviously I'll open up in a bit when I use it, but seems good. Right angle connector. Got a big Y split. Obviously 2-pin. And them coloured, which I do like, as you can see. I like things like that. It's not everybody's got really good vision. And the attachments, which is just a bunch of paperwork, as you can see. So right now I've not tried these at all, so obviously I'm going to spend a bunch of time with them, graph them and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the future. Yeah, so welcome to my review part of the Moondrop Lan. So straight onto the cable. Now compared to something like the Chew, this is a much better cable. You can see like right angled, like interwoven. There's a protective shield on the outside. It's very soft. Obviously Y split is good. And to the ends, obviously the red is for the right one. I like that. It's super straightforward. Obviously it's got R and L on the connectors. And yeah, so decent included cable. So onto these. So they have a similar shell to what I normally make. I've never tried the SSP or the SSR. I presume it's similar, or like the Chew. They're all in the same kind of similar shape. And yes, so build straight away is the build on this is great. So it's all metal construction, as you can see. Let's take this off. Yeah, all metal build, very good. They feel like little tanks. They're not too heavy, but the build quality is certainly very good for what they are. Obviously 2-pin as well, recessed, and they are very secure. They're not loose or nothing like that, so I was quite happy with it. So comfort was okay. Bear in mind if it's winter where you are and these are outside, they might be a bit cold for you, just so bear that in mind. But the initial shape, I thought the comfort was average. I've tried better and I've tried worse, so just bear that in mind. And yeah, so power and sensitivity, no issues at all. 32 ohms, and I can't remember the sensitivity off my head, but it's no issue at all. Any normal gear should work fine. I've tried this with desktop gear. Couple of those dongle DACs, it works fine, so not a problem at all. Again, probably one of the better built ones. Obviously a single dynamic driver as well, if you didn't know. And let's talk about sound while we're at it. So I'm going to overlay the graph now, move them out of the way. And as you can see, it's very similar to what they make, shall we say. So this needy follows their VDSF target, which is not what I prefer. But let's talk about bass. It is light. It can have initial slam, but it's not. These are not bassy, as you can obviously tell. But because of that, they do sound very clean. Sometimes a bit neutral-ish. Like, I won't say neutral. Sound a bit cold, a bit thin. Probably thin sounding is probably the best word. Now, obviously, there's a small elevation towards the sub bass. But for me, I listen typically to electronic music. I prefer more low end, to be honest. But like a friend of mine who likes podcasts, he tried these for a little bit, and he likes this more than what he usually has, which is this is because it just sounds so clean from him, like the actual speaking. But that's not for me. But yeah, I prefer more bass. But the view seems actually quite good, quite competent. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. So mid-range, there's a small bleed I found from the bass. That's fine with me. I found these quite clean and forward at some times, but again, they're not V-shaped or nothing like that. But the mid-range is, yeah, it's pretty good. Everything sounds like where it should be. Sometimes it's a little bit forward than I like. Sometimes it's like sounds like there's a glare to the sound sometimes. I think that's probably the treble, but yeah, not too bad. I prefer a little bit smoother, but that's my preference. And yeah, straight into the treble. So like I said, there's like to my ears, it's probably my ear canal resonance as well, but it sounds like it can be a touch bright in the treble. Again, I prefer it a little bit smoother than this, but that's my opinion. But again, very detailed sound. It has the same flavour as a few of the dynamic drivers I've done over the last few months in this kind of price range and a bit cheaper. They're not the same target, but it's the same flavour to the sound. But everything's clear. Instrument separation is good. Again, like they've used a good dynamic driver. And yeah, resolution as well seems good. The timbre seems good. The technicalities is good. You know, they are a decent enough set. Now, for I say like electronic, or if you like hip hop, I don't think you'd probably prefer it. You'd want more low end, and maybe a slightly softer treble. But for what I like, it doesn't suit my library. I prefer more slam, and a slightly smoother lower treble, and a bit more upper treble. Like let's say past 6 to like 10ish. I want a little bit more, a little bit, and a little bit less. I prefer more balance than what this offers. But yeah, overall, they're not a bad set. So, yeah. Conclusion, do I recommend these? A bit 50-50. Like, compared to like the 7Hz Zero, the one from Truth here, and the Tangsu. It seems like it's another one of those items, but you are paying double for basically better build, better cable, and stuff like that. I don't know if it's worth that. They're an average set. Like, those are the budget kings. Like, obviously, I've done a video on them before, and they all perform great. And this is in the same ballpark. So, I know a few people would have asked me the same thing, so I'm going to answer it now. Is it really worth $40? Maybe 40, but this is definitely not worth any more. So, you got the Truthy Holler, 7Hz Zero, the Tangsu Weiner. This is probably another one, and they're all good. And this is to say it's the same kind of ballpark. They're not a bad set. It's like average, so they're not great. They're not bad. Again, I prefer slightly smoother tuning, and I prefer that if the shape was a little bit more comfortable. I found some of the cheaper ones a bit more comfortable. But for what these are, they are a good set. It's just unfortunately nothing special. And yeah, I'll probably end it there, so I won't go banging on a bit too much. I'll add in stage before I finish. Stage is okay, and the imaging is actually okay as well. Yeah, that's it really. They're kind of a middle of the road set. They're not bad, not great. They're just, I think for $40 they're okay. I'm glad they're not any more than that. But yeah, I'll probably end the video there. So if you want anything in particular, let me know in the comments. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care, and See you folks in the next video.